The Brochstein Pavilion and the landscape around it has extended this tradition of strong form spaces. What's intriguing, though, is that it has done so interpreting those spaces in a different way, but also at a more finely grained scale than had existed earlier. What the Office of James Burnett accomplished with their landscape design was to radically transform this existing space, this kind of black hole, to make it from a void into a very positive space that felt like a space of high energy when you were in it. And I think unless you really kind of knew what had been here before, it's hard to appreciate the enormity of the transformation that occurred, which has regained a kind of role for this space that it never had historically. And it's a kind of central space that Rice had not possessed before. It is a space made very much with landscape, with plantings, water, ground surfaces, as well as with the building of the Brochstein Pavilion. So it's a space in which landscape gives a new sense of identity to this portion of the campus.
This facility has in essence, been an oasis in many senses of the word. It has revitalized this west end of the campus. It has provided a place for the faculty, the administration, and the students to gather and to have coffee and snacks, and it has become a very, very popular meeting place. I believe that this project has transformed Rice in many ways. It is a rare example of landscape design and building design melded into a single outstanding project. In many ways has become the gem of this part of the campus, if not the entire campus. The pavilion is one of the aspects of the university that is drawing people from the general population to Rice, to the campus, to see what's happening. And it is part of this idea of going beyond the hedges and having people come within the hedges.
This building is 6,000 square feet and is the social hub, or the heart of the campus, for gathering and social activities. It's a cafe and has food and beverages, and it is the place to kind of hang when you have time between classes.
What the Brochstein Pavilion and its gardens have done is now to kind of fill in this sort of vacant space midway along that cross-axis. It's a space that's become much more inviting for students to traverse because now there's a kind of focus to it, which is the pavilion and its gardens. And in contrast to the propensity at Rice to line major walkways either with groups of buildings or with avenues of mature trees, the gardens of the Brochstein Pavilion present a kind of third alternative, a grove-like garden complementing paved terraces that make a new kind of social space at Rice, and giving then this cross-axis a kind of new center. The groves of the Brochstein Pavilion garden have transformed the west-facing entrance from a kind of secondary entrance, or a back door, into, I think, kind of more like the home entrance. It's kind of where the family knows to sort of enter, whereas the guests still tend to go to the front door.
The court that really received the most attention was between the pavilion and the library, and we expected that would be a very heavily traveled space, and that we wanted to provide people who were coming and going to and from the library a place to stop and talk to a friend, have a cup of coffee, read a book, check in on their email. The centerpiece of these courts is a black water feature that's 22 inches high, and it provides this beautiful mirror to the sky. These fountains really add a lot of excitement, a lot of animation. They cool the space, they refresh you when you go there. On some of the hot Houston days, it's really nice to be under the canopy of those elms next to the fountain.
What the Office of James Burdett did was to create room-like garden spaces that are very different in their spatial character, in the kinds of elements they have in them, such as the fountains, from the east front elevation of the library. And I think it makes entering the library from the west side a very different experience, one that's still a very spatially strong experience, but kind of amplifies and expands the kinds of spatial experience that one has at Rice.
James Burnett and his group have done an extraordinary job here, and a major part of the success of this project is the landscaping, and it is cited at least as frequently as the building itself.